going to that game, aren't you?
I certainly am. 5:30 at the Vicarage. I didn't know it was called the Vicarage until I got the tickets in my package, my hospitality package.
Yeah. And this is the package that cost you how much?
420 quid. It's 300.
Man of the people.
350 for the ticket, and then
I'm telling you.
And then you pay 20% VAT on top. Which
can you not claim that back?
I will
claim
it back. Yeah.
Expenses.
Oh yeah.
Maybe you're not doing it through the two mics.
No, not
you get lost if you're doing that.
No. My accountant said we'll reclaim that.
Your
no
accountant.
doubt about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's not actually my accountant. He's my financial advisor. But I mean, that's another story.
Jakob says this. Mike Parry, being the greatest British expert on Winter Olympics, tells you all you need to know about Britain and the winter sports.
No, it tells you all you need to know about the Winter Olympics. You haven't got to be that good to work out what the Winter Olympics is all about. But it's just ludicrous. We don't really snow in this country. Only about how many people?
Do you not know about the beast from the east that's coming? We're going to have
more snow. The east,
We're going to have more snow come Tuesday than you've ever seen in this country ever.
We're not going to have snow, actually. Funny enough, we're going to have frozen temperatures, but it's going to be too cold to snow.
That's not true.
Did you know that? Do you know it can get too cold to have snow?
Yes, I do know that. Yes, I do know a great many things that you've never heard of. However, it will be snowing because there will be precipitation, there will be moisture in the air, and it will not fall as rain.
No, it doesn't work like that, mate.
William says this.
Snowflakes aren't formed like that.
Well, you may well be one of them. I've been on the ale and bourbon since tea time, and I'm a better fettle than second is nowhere Porky, leading member of the blonde captain, etc. He is a balloon.
Yes. Well, listen, bladderation's not the answer to anything, mate, and I'm suggesting now that if you are bladdoed, then you should go into reverse bladdo. And
Thomas is asking the question.
Get back to bladdo in modo.
Has Mike Parry had a few already tonight?
No.
Either that or he's forgotten to take his medication.
No, I wish I had, actually. Talking about the medication, that's a good point, because these things are important. And I see that our old colleague Richard Keys, by the way, who...
Why are you talking about Richard Keys?
Well, because he had a bit of a heart scare recently, and he put on a picture today of this huge, bunch of medicines he's got to take now, tablets and all that kind of stuff.
He put a picture out around about Christmas time of him lying in a hospital bed.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Saying that it'd been a bad year for him.
I think he had a stent put in his heart or something.
Say that again.
I think his wife helped him. She's a former nurse or something, and even though that they're having a bit of a rocky time in their marriage.
Well, she's leaving him, isn't she?
I think so, yeah.
I don't think that's called a rocky time.
No,
it's all over, mate.
Yeah, exactly. But he put a patch out these huge boxes of tablets, and I know exactly what he's doing, because I get my delivery once a month, and you need a wheelbarrow to bring them home to keep me alive.
Well, no, you need a wheelbarrow to bring back all the wine that you brought from Costco. Let's talk to John, who's a Manchester City fan, ahead of the Carabao Cup, because, of course, Manchester City dumped out of the FA Cup earlier on this week by the mighty Wigan, followed by a rather unseemly invasion of the pitch, and Sergio Aguero getting into some kind of scuffle with some fans. Let's see what John thinks of it all. John, a very good evening to you.
Good evening, Mike. Good evening, Paul.
How are you doing, John?
Hi, John.
Now, Mike, I always hold you in high esteem, but I always class Mr. Porky as being the founder of vacuous statements. But your statement today about Manchester City being in some kind of trouble is surely unfounded in my belief.
What do you mean? No. I've been under pressure from Manchester City fans since the beginning of this season, when I said, there's something not quite right about Manchester City in the way that the fans don't kind of recognise the fact that they're a massive club, and don't recognise the fact that Manchester City are in line to win loads of things, because they don't really feel comfortable with it. That was what my statement was about.
Well, I can understand that to a certain point. I can understand that to a certain point, Mike. I'm an old school.
Yeah, you know as well as I do, John.
45 years.
Yeah, and if you're an old school Manchester City fan, you're not comfortable with success, are you?
Well, I'm thoroughly comfortable with our current success, Mike. It's not a problem for me. I hark back to the old days with some nostalgia, but nonetheless, I wouldn't swap them for the world for what we've got today. And believe me, City's doing a great deal with the community and society around the stadium, etc. So I don't know if you've been recently, but we're fantastic. But going back to the previous point you made, being 16 points ahead in the league, latter stage of the Champions League, and also in the final on Sunday. And I know we got knocked out with Wigan. I went on Monday, and it was a strange experience.
It was a weird game, wasn't it?
Mildly. It was a weird game. I think we did very well. I think Wigan played well, especially in the first half, and deserved something out of the first half. But down to 10 men, we put the pressure on. They defended stoutly. You can't knock them for that. And
John, it was a brilliant event, man. It was a brilliant event, that game. And I'll tell you what, that was your only blip of the season. Let me tell you,
because
which is my point here.
No,
exactly. Which is my point here.
What about not managing?
Hang on. Let John finish.
I'm not going to let him finish. I'm going to point something else out. What about the drawing with Wolverhampton Wanderers again at penalties and just about scraping past
Wolves
them?
played well. Wolves played well.
They got through.
And,
they are in the Championship, I'm afraid,
It's
John.
going to be a cakewalk, Mike, as you well know in life, nothing is a cakewalk. It takes hard work, but we got through nonetheless. And success is the only bar that you can judge yourself by. And therefore, this season, City have been successful. So I hark back. I would like you to try and explain why you think there is something wrong.
Because he doesn't know anything about football, John. The point is,
this coming from Mike Porky Parry. He doesn't know anything about anything. Listen to him.
In my prediction today,
Mike going to get his jag off the drive when it starts snowing. I don't know, but you know.
Yeah, well, exactly.
John, all you have to know about Porky, the only thing he knows about is drinking, right? He'll be drinking tomorrow. He'll be drinking on Sunday. He'll probably be on Twitter on Saturday night and abusing people. You know, that's what he does. That's what he's an expert in. You know,
moderation. John, let me tell you this. In my predictions today, which I did on the Hawksby and Jacobs show, because again they required my expertise.
Did somebody dropped out, did they?
In predicting the scores, I said that City could win by as much as 5-1.
It's called the Fools Panel for a reason.
Are we talking Wigan here, Mike?
I'm talking about Manchester City beating Arsenal by as much as 5-1 on Sunday. Okay.
I don't think it's going to be that straightforward.
Yeah, I think it will be. Do you know what? I think City will come back from the only blip they've had this season, the only blip they're going to have this season, right? Because you can't win 4 trophies. Manchester United won 3.
Well, they're not going to win 4 now, are they?
And you can't win 4.
Well done.
So you're going to fall at the fence on one of them, and that's actually in your case.
Maybe they're going to fall on Saturday
Mike,
as well.
I will say that all day long. As an old school City fan, I will take that all day long. Every day of the week.
You'll win everything else that you're in this season. I think you are one of the favourites now for the Champions League. You're definitely going to win the Premier League. You will have no problem at all with Arsenal on Sunday. I think it could be as much as 5-1. And you're going to be a legendary team in the Premiership.
John, if you'll allow, since you asked me the question, John. Since you asked me the question, John, rather than the idiot to my right, why don't you let me answer it, right? Now, the point is that, my problem with Manchester City is twofold. One, as I've told you,
You've never been there, have you?
Where?
Manchester City.
I have actually. I was there before they even actually occupied the stadium. It was East Manchester Stadium when it was part of the Commonwealth Games. Thank you very much.
So you've seen Manchester City play at the
No, but I've been to the stadium many times.
So you've not been there, no?
No, I haven't. No, have you been there?
Yes.
Really? Who did you see play there?
Everton, of course.
Everton. And how did they get on?
At the start of this season, we drew 1-1.
Drew 1-1, right? So Everton, one of the worst teams in the Premier League, drew with Manchester City, right? That's my first thing. Secondly, as I've said, I've got a slight weirdness about the way that the fans...
No, you are weird.
Yeah. Are you going to let me speak, or are you going to have to beat you to a pulp so that you can't actually speak anymore?
Go on, get on with it.
Thirdly, a team that is so dominant in the Premier League can't beat Wolverhampton Wanderers over 90 minutes, can't beat Wigan in the Cup, right? And has a series. No, hang on, has a series of very, very odd results. That's all I'm saying, John. It's not like they are completely and utterly dominating teams. They've had several results in the Premier League which they've won.
How many points
in the last? Shut up! I'm not talking to you, okay?
At the top of the Premier League.
Shut up! I'm not talking to you.
How many points?
I'm talking to John.
How many points ahead?
I'm talking to John, okay?
How many points ahead at the top of the
Premier League? Why don't you tell me?
Mike, at the end of the day, Mike, though, that there is no such thing as a perfect season, as there is no such thing really as a perfect storm, and therefore there are going to be blips, peaks and troughs, as everybody knows throughout the season. Nobody is going to go through a season unbeaten, unchallenged, untested. But for us to be where we are now at this point in the season, taking Wigan out of the equation, which was an anomaly, and we'll take it on board as that, and Wigan did well, as I said before. But
doesn't make any sense, John.
Of course it does, Mike.
No,
Come on. Mike, you're just playing devil's advocate now, Mike.
No, I'm not.
You know you are.
No, I'm not.
You're
sorry.
For calls, and
no,
you are.
I'm not fishing for calls. I'm telling you that losing to Wigan, a League One team, right, when you are supposedly...
Mike? Did you watch the match?
I did watch the match.
I know you don't watch many matches, but...
Yeah, I watched plenty of matches, John. Don't worry about that.
It's one game out of 50.
That are important. The point is that they were kicked out of the Cup by a team from League One, 2 leagues below them, when they are supposed to be the team which is dominating...
One game out of 50.
Stop interrupting me, you plank, before I hit you with something.
I'm just pointing out the facts.
The point is, John, that it's a very strange thing to happen, and it tells me that all is not well.
Well, no, and it doesn't constitute that all is not well because we lose the game, Mike. Come on.
Really?
For goodness sake. I mean, yes.
Well, to Wigan, yes, it does.
It's a vacuous statement, Mike, and it's not based on any fact.
Yeah. Well, no, really it's based on the fact that Wigan are from League One, Manchester City are hoping to win the Champions League and the Premier League. They should not be losing to Wigan. What are you talking about?
Oh, and John, I've got to apologise. I said that you were 15 points out of the top of the Premier League.
Oh, you got it wrong.
16.
Oh, right.
It's
so
16.
You couldn't even get that right.
16, yeah.
Listen, we've got to go, John. Thank you very much for calling in. There is something not quite right. There is something not quite right about Manchester City, and everybody sensible knows that. The man to my right is just trying to goad everybody into saying that I don't know what I'm talking about. There is something very, very odd about Manchester City, and I'm